Friday in the IPL sees the two teams that kicked off the tournament 11 years back face off one more time. It's at the Eden Gardens. Kolkata and Bangalore played out an absolute thriller, the Chinnaswamy, earlier this season when Andre Russell stole the game, stole the points and stole the show from Virat Kohli's Bangalore. The man on his right is the man that the captain has picked for the World Cup as well. They meet for the first time since that announcement, and on ESPNcricinfo Match 2020 to build up to that game, Shaun Tait as well as Dasgupta. Right, let's get news, give you news from the Eden Gardens, and that is Kolkata. They'll be so happy. They won the toss. They haven't won the last few. They've lost the last 3 games. And surprise, surprise, they've decided to bowl first. That entire KKR dugout would have just gone, yes, you know, just yes, because of this striking record that KKR have when it comes to chasing.
Absolutely, 3 out of 3. I mean, that's how good they've been chasing down totals this season. And obviously, when you have someone like Andre Russell in your ranks, you don't need to worry too much about chasing down totals. But yeah, I mean, this is, you know, small things matter when you have a losing streak like that. You just trying to hold on to every straw available to you, and you know, you get something like that, and it's going to be an important toss. Let's not forget that.
Bangalore the bottom, Rajasthan above them, and then there's Kolkata. They're 6th, halfway through the IPL. That's not something we've sort of fathomed or noticed in recent IPLs. But maybe just the odd toss to win is a good thing when you need a must-win game like this.
I don't think anyone expected KKR to be here, but they are. I think, you know, you look at KKR and Hyderabad, and you just expect that one of those teams are going to get themselves.
You look at that. It's a very closely and hotly contested IPL this year, which is why 2 wins and all of a sudden they're level with Mumbai. So it's that sort of thing.
You look at Chennai, Mumbai, and you go, well, they're the best 2 sides at the moment, no doubt about that. I feel that. You know, the Hyderabad or KKR are just going to get themselves in that fall.
But let's not forget, there is Delhi there at number 3, and they're playing 3 out of the 5 games at home. So, you know, so
in
that
the matter of a week, a lot can change.
Yeah, a lot can change. In fact, this weekend, I mean, it might get a little clearer vision of what might happen.
All right, they've had some time off, have Kolkata, Bangalore, to think about this game. Let's confirm teams for you. And Kolkata Knight Riders are actually unchanged from the last game. So in spite of what has been a slight losing streak for Dinesh Karthik's side, they do think that it is wise to stick to the same team that went down to CSK at the Eden Gardens. So no room for Matt Kelly, who we thought might be considered ahead of Harry Gurney. It's the same team. Shaun Tait, thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I mean, this looks it's a pretty good side, really. Harry Gurney, I like him. It'd be good to see him have a really good game though, with the ball there. The other thing is Shubman Gill, we're going to talk probably about it, where he's going to bat and all that sort of thing. I know Deep's got some good thoughts on that. You know, I tend to think he should be at number 3. Deep probably looks more as an opener.
We'll speak about that just a bit, but before that, it's not like they've got a huge reserve option squad. You know, they don't have big reserves, KKR. Somehow they have to keep playing the same 11-12 guys and hope.
Yeah, but also the reason behind their losses has not got anything to do with the personnel, or basically, yes, personnel, but not the personnel that you can drop.
Sure.
You know, you're talking about they're not scored enough, and who are they? Robin Uthappa, Nitish Rana,
Dinesh Karthik
himself. So you can't drop those because they are established players. Bowlers, they haven't picked wickets. Who is it? Sunil Narayan, Piyush Chawla, Kuldeep. You can't drop them either. So, I mean, the thing is, it's a tough situation. I mean, this is what they have, and this is, I mean, their best 11, arguably their best 11. So, I mean, it only makes sense to keep playing the best playing 11 and just hope that, you know, they get their act together. Yeah,
now news for Bangalore is that the big one is that AB de Villiers is not playing. He took a knock on the head in the last game, and as a precautionary measure, it has been decided that he will be rested. But there's no shortage of South African flavour in this team. Heinrich Klaasen gets a game, in he comes for AB, and Dale Steyn returns to RCB, like Virat Kohli pointed out at the toss. After 9 long years, he picked up a wicket last in the IPL in 2015, and here he is, the iconic, legendary South African fast bowler who's never quite had the happiest time of it in the IPL. He comes in for, looks like, Umesh Yadav, so they've stuck with both Mohammad Siraj and Navdeep Saini. Dale Steyn straight back in, you would do that too, Teddy?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think maybe it's just the name, but when you see that there, you just get a bit more confidence in the Bangalore bowling lineup. I'd still like to see Umesh Yadav in there, maybe instead of Siraj, in my opinion.
Has he bowled better? Has he looked better than a Mohammad Siraj for you, Umesh Yadav?
Yeah, I think he's done enough to suggest that. I mean, Siraj hasn't done a great deal. Yeah, I just think it's a better fit. I just, you know, a bit of extra pace, experience, and his record is not that bad.
You know, ideally speaking, I would have actually looked at Mohammad Siraj than Umesh Yadav to replace, but I don't know. It's also, is it got to do with the fact that you've got two youngsters that Virat might be looking at for future as far as India is also concerned? Maybe trying to figure out for next year who to retain, who to let go and things like that. Because they're in that position now, the next few games, they can actually figure out and start preparing to a certain extent about the personnel they would want to retain for next season.
Yeah, it's time to get you involved on our Facebook poll if that's where you're watching. Dale Stein's back and he's in for Umesh Yadav. Do you agree with that move, or do you think Mohammad Siraj could have made way for Stein instead? Tell us what you think. Those are the reactions to start expressing yourselves. And let's move to that point that Shaun Tait's already teased. Should KKR rethink their opening combination? They're going to be chasing now. But has the Lin and Narayan, I wouldn't call it an experiment anymore, but move at the top just lost its steam? Is it getting a little old-fashioned now? Just have a look at the numbers and see what they suggest. So Chris Lin and Sunil Narayan this season. Now Lin has had a couple of 50s steady, and you think, you know, he's got a score in the recent game. It fell apart after his wicket against Chennai. But the key to that, the success of that partnership was that Sunil Narayan used to get more than 17, you know, at a strike rate of 165.
Yeah, Narayan struggled a bit. I mean, but that's always the case. I think Narayan's never going to be a consistent opening batsman. He's there as a hitter. To try and shake up the bowling attack in the first 6 overs. That's what he's there for. I still don't mind it. I don't mind that. It's exciting to watch because you got, you know, Lin certainly doesn't mess around. He gets after it. He's very important to that side. And Narayan, I suppose you can keep, you know, T20 cricket. It's just good to see that sort of thing.
It's like there's it's like you look at that team, Deep, and you think somewhere within those batsmen is the solution to in that same top 6, 7.
I would not change the opening pair because, you know, once you start taking Sunil Narayan as a serious opening batsman, that's where the problem is. He's not a serious full-time opening batsman, right? So if you're going to look at him as, you know, somebody who's just out there as a pinch hitter, then suddenly it becomes a little clear that way. So that's how I'm going to take it. I take Sunil Narayan as somebody who's just out there, go get after the bowling, irrespective. You get our first ball, I'm all right with it.
And the good thing is, Narayan, you say you got Stein in the team.
Yeah.
You go, right, let's wind him up and get him at Sunil. Problem is, Lin likes that sort of bowling. So as a bowler, it's actually quite difficult. You sit there and go, well, I can bounce Narayan. He doesn't like the quicks, but Lin does. So there's that as well.
But it's not like they don't have someone else who could do a job as an opening bat. And this is where the debate becomes more interesting, Deep, because Shubman Gill, we've seen when he bats high up, he's of much more value. There's already talk, and we've spoken of how he looks like he's wasted at 6, 7 or wherever else they bat him. In the one game that Narayan was injured, he did well when he opened. So I guess the question is, what suits Kolkata best now? Because there was a time that Lin and Narayan went up because Gambhir and Uthappa took some time. That's gone. And Uthappa's not really among the runs. Like you said, neither is Nitish Rana or Dinesh Karthik. So Narayan getting out cheaply, it looks like it's just one more issue. And not like, okay, if he gets out, you know, Robin Uthappa is going to come in and do his thing. So what's the solution? Is it Shubman Gill up top, looking at the lack of form of the rest?
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely, as Teddy mentioned, number 3 for me as well.
Number 3 though, not opening.
Not open, number 3. I'm going to still go with Sunil Narayan and Chris Lin. And like I said, I'm not going to take Sunil Narayan as a proper full-time
So whatever he gets you, you're fine.
It's a bonus for me, whatever he gets me. So because otherwise he's wasted at number 8, 9. Anyways, he's not going to get a bat. Chances are. So you put him up there and just ask him to just go after the bowling and do whatever he wants to.
Is that the fix for you, to send Shubman at 3 and keep the same opening pair? Or would you be tempted to send Chris Lin and Shubman up top?
Oh, no, I'm keeping the same opening pair. I'm putting Uthappa down the order. He'll probably bat 3 today and get 100. But you know what I mean?
I don't think he'll need to chase those many.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Shubman Gill and that's good. It doesn't mean it's the right thing now, but you look at Shubman Gill and we're going to watch this game in the next 10 years and he's going to be a star for India. I think in all forms.
And future also. I mean, if KK is looking at the future, he's one guy you're going to try and base your batting unit around. So you've got to, like, you know, make sure you get the best out of it.
I'd be, you know, KK, you talk about future auctions, retaining. To me, I'm paying him and I'm retaining him and he's my 10-year player.
Absolutely.
It's like the IPL is waiting for Shubman Gill and you know what's going to happen. It's a matter of when rather than if. And we're just trying to see if Kolkata give us that opportunity or that access this season itself. There is a case given the lack of form of, you know, the current number 3 in Robin Uthappa. Let's see if things change. Dinesh Karthik has said though that there's no space, there's no vacancy up top the order, so Shubman has to bat where he bats. Let's see how long that continues. Let's move to the next match day match point. Now, have RCB, amongst all their problems, actually found one thing right, and that is a genuine all-rounder who's contributing with bat and ball in the form of Moeen Ali. So let's just have a look at the numbers and see what they suggest. Good innings last game against the Mumbai Indians, even though the team lost eventually. But batting-wise, he's striking at 170. They're trying him at different positions. This is Moeen's numbers in the IPL, batting differently. But the fact that he's getting the runs now, it's actually a bit of a refreshing surprise given the options that they had, and Moeen Ali is doing well at that.
I'm not actually surprised.
You were expecting this?
Yeah, because Moeen Ali, if you look at his numbers for England in limited overs cricket, he's been very, very useful, both with bat and ball. And the other important thing is you can bat him anywhere and he's very comfortable. He can open, he can bat at 6, he can finish games, he can go in as an opener, middle order. And he's value for money. You've got a left-hander out there who has different gears, has the ability to read the game. And I look at him as a leader as well, which is very, very important in a T20 format. With bowling as well, he's extremely smart how to bowl to different batsmen. He's got all the experience in the world, plays all 3 formats. I mean, what else do you want from your overseas?
We got numbers on his bowling in just a bit, but let's just look at how he starts off. And I think, Teddy, this is one thing that Bangalore missed elsewhere. When you see Parthiv Patel up top with Virat, he goes reasonably big pretty early. Looking at the way he builds his innings, and all of a sudden, once he's past 10, even those 10s he gets you at 120s, then he starts going 190 quickly. Last game he was outscoring AB de Villiers, and significantly. Can Bangalore use him better?
Oh, I agree with Deep. He's one of the best all-rounders in the world. Like, you know, you're talking about world cricket for England. He's been a great player for them. So, yeah, it's not a big surprise. Yeah, you just got to try and find. I don't know what the right way to use him is, and I don't think Bangalore do right now. But you just got to find that in their lineup, what's the best fit for him.
How about I throw a suggestion? If he bats with Virat Kohli up top, and he plays the power game.
Parthiv's not really giving enough right now, let's be honest. So there's certainly an opportunity for him at the top.
Deep's nodding because he says, if you don't bat Parthiv there, then where?
No, but the other thing is what actually Parthiv does is, okay, he gets his 20s and 30s, but if Virat is opening with him, Parthiv gets those 30s and 15 deliveries, 20 deliveries. That kind of takes that pressure off Virat in the first 6.
Eventually Parthiv will get out.
Have they got a young batsman? Have they got a young batsman in their squad?
Akshdeep can.
Well, why don't they play him and Parthiv can just sit out for a bit? And just, you know what I mean? That's an option.
That's the other thing about keeping.
If you're not going to make the finals.
Now you got Henrik Klassen in that team.
Yeah, you got Henrik Klassen, yeah.
If you're not going to make the finals, get a youngster in there and maybe put Moeen at the top.
Okay, that's Moeen's batting. What about Moeen's bowling? Quick look at the numbers and what they suggest. Now, if they've had such issues with the depth and bowlers going at high economies, and yet Moeen Ali is one of those bowlers who features at number 2 on the most economical bowlers list. He's only behind Rashid Khan. And that's extraordinary given that it's at the Chinnaswamy, heaps of runs and whatnot. But it's just work. Teddy, can you explain that?
Oh, finger spinner as well. I mean, that's pretty impressive. There's not many finger spinners going around nowadays with those sort of numbers, is there? So there you go. It's all said there in his statistics that he's a genuine all-rounder. And he should be a very important player for Bangalore.
Will he come handy today, though, at the Eden Gardens with his sort of bowling?
Bowling-wise, listen, I have no doubt that he'll be economical because that's what he is. He's a smart customer. He knows how to bowl against different batsmen. He's smart about it. Yes, I mean, but yeah, I mean, he's not going to get as much help as he would get from some of the other surfaces, other venues. But I think that economy rate 6.8 is phenomenal. You take it any day of the week.
Yeah, just have a look at how he's bowled against right and left-hand batsmen. Maybe he's an option for Virat Kohli against Anil Narayan up top. Against left-hand batsmen, average of 17, 5 wickets, economy of 6.2. So he tends to trouble the left-handers. Did get the wicket of Quinton de Kock last game. Just looking at how much Kohli's used him. Bowled 4 overs against CSK, just the 1 against Mumbai at the Chinnaswamy. Again, he's bowled 3 at Hyderabad, 4 at Rajasthan. Did not bowl at the Chinnaswamy after that. 4 again, 4 again, 4 again. So last 3 games he's getting a lot more. He seems to be a handier bowler away from Bangalore.
Yeah, I mean, someone like Moeen, I just believe that this RCB team and all of us as well, we so concerned and talk about Virat and ABD that there are some other really good quality players like Moeen Ali. And they kind of go unnoticed, under the radar. I mean, I don't know, it works for them or not, I don't know. But, you know, they are very, very senior players. And you've got to trust them. And someone like Moeen Ali, as Tatey mentioned, he's one of the top all-rounders in the world. You've got to trust them and say, listen, there are other match winners apart from the two, and all of them, I mean, once you start giving them responsibility, then it is up to them whether they accept it or not.
Yeah.
And someone like Moeen Ali, I'm sure would accept it.
Yeah, you know, between Moeen Ali and Chahal, they actually have a pretty good spin unit now.
Yeah.
And that's one that might actually be outranking the KKR spinners in spite of all their prowess and experience. If you just look at how the spinners have gone in terms of numbers, you'll know that there's a problem in terms of wicket-taking ability for Kolkata's spinners in comparison to Bangalore's. But anyway, let's look at the result of the first poll that we asked you. Umesh Yadav is out, Steyn is in. Is that the right move? 80% of you believe yes. So it seems like there's a convincing majority that thinks on these lines. So let's see what Dale Steyn can do. He has the job of defending today, which was the tough job against Andre Russell and co. Let's see if he has an instant impact. Kolkata, Bengaluru, get busy. Those are the reactions. If you're watching on our Facebook Live, tell us what you think. Let's move to our next one. KKR spinners. They've just not been good enough. Now, looking at the numbers, you've actually got Kolkata at the second worst average in terms of spin bowling. They're not quite doing much in terms of getting wickets either.
Economy is also second worst.
Economy is pretty bad. And you've got Bangalore, they're doing
Bangalore pretty
all
good.
right, actually, between Chahal and Moeen Ali. So, I know it's been a different page.
Pawanegi did well in a few games.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure how these three very experienced, established and good spinners can change that.
I know I've mentioned this a few times in this show that I think Dinesh needs to be a little more attacking with the three spinners. They have to, because there is no other way. I mean, that's how this team is built. This team, the bowling unit is built around these three spinners. And yes, I do understand they might not be having, and unfortunately simultaneously all three are not picking wickets, but there has to be a reason why it happens. I can understand one of them having an off year, an off season, but three of them together simultaneously can't happen. There's something else that is happening, and that's where I think someone like Dinesh Karthik should kind of give more attacking fields.
Okay.
It's not about just picking up fielders or placing fielders where you think you can get wickets. It's not just about that, attacking field, but also telling the bowlers that is what is expected of them. Pick wickets. I don't care if you're going for 8, 9 and over.
Yeah.
Your job is to pick wickets.
Kuldeep Yadav has not had a good season at all. For all the India players that we're saying are ticking boxes and looking good, India's main spinner in white ball cricket is striking at 58 and he's only got the 3 wickets in 8 matches. What do you about it? Kuldeep Yadav?
I mean, yeah, look, the other thing is that tonight, we get a good indication tonight because you've got Virat as the captain of the opposing team with a couple of good spinners on the same wicket that these guys are going to bowl on with a different captain. So it's going to be interesting tonight to see how it goes. Maybe the wicket's got something to do with it, and I think Deep's probably right, the captaincy. So I think tonight's a good measuring stick.
And you've got Kuldeep versus Chahal as well.
Yeah, that little nugget you always like those.
Yeah, Chahal's looking good. He's picking up wickets. On the other side, Kuldeep isn't. So yeah.
I'm thinking if you're saying attacking fields, but could you use Kuldeep maybe later? Just sort of have guys attack him more. He tends to do, right?
Maybe, absolutely. But my point is you've got to try something else. You can't be just going on doing the same thing and it's not working.
Okay, Sunil Narayan's actually getting better and better. He didn't quite start as well. But the last 3 games, economy of under 6. He's got 4 wickets. He's making an impact. So we might just see the Sunil Narayan of old come back into the second half of the IPL. Right. That's for Kolkata's bowling issues. Let's move on to RCB's death bowling, and this is conversation number 3822 on RCB's toothless death bowling. So here we are again discussing the same thing, slightly different personnel. Dale Steyn is back, but we just throw our focus on some numbers. And there we have it. Everybody's had their try. Tim Southee leads the pack with an economy of 29. That's harsh.
1 over.
Because that was 1 over. It was Andre Russell who was just toying with him and whacking it around. Marcus Stoinis hasn't even had 1 over. It's been 4 balls that he's never seen again.
Yeah, that was a Siraj over when he was
Pawan Negi's there, Chahal. Maybe that's why you get an idea why Mohammad Siraj is being picked. Slim pickings, 9.8 versus 11.5. And you got Navdeep Saini. Dale Steyn immediately assumes death bowling responsibility for you, Teddy?
Well, I think so. I would 100% bowl him at the death, but in saying that, I mean, who knows if he's still at his best, but we'll find out. But maybe
even in his better years, he has gone the distance at the IPL.
Oh no, he's gone distance at times at the death for sure. But still, I mean, at the moment, it's not as if they're sport for choice. But I mean,
Still a good record.
Siraj actually, yeah, there you go.
Still a good record,
It's, very good
6.72 for Dale Steyn.
Siraj actually surprised me. He's taken a few wickets to the death as well. So maybe I've been a bit harsh on him, telling him to come out for.
I don't know. I mean, somehow. Anyways, I mean, how I would look at it is Dale Steyn first over is what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
How is he looking? How is he running in? His shape swing or not? If he's getting that usual Dale Steyn swing away from the right-hander, God, I will be inclined to bowl him 3 up top. And I wouldn't leave more than 1 over for him at the death.
For Steyn?
Yeah, as of now, for the first game. Yeah.
All right, interesting.
Unless he's looking really, really good.
What are their bowling options? Last 4 overs. Just have a look. Dale Steyn's not in this list for now, but what we've got is 9.8 v10. Again, the wickets become a big thing. Tim Southee's not playing. And Marcus Stoinis, I don't know how much he could be used. He has been used by Australia at the death.
I was going to say that. I honestly think you could use Stoin. I think he's
against India.
Yeah, and he's always up for it. He's one of those guys that wants the ball at the death. You can see it. He's got a great presence. He's a competitor. So even if things aren't going well for him, he's still into the batsman a bit. Like he's sort of his presence is there. So I would definitely give Stoinis a crack at the death.
In fact, if maybe a captain would like someone who says, "I'll bowl at the death." If you're saying he's that kind.
Well, that way you can get. And that way, saying you can bowl his good bounce through here in the middle overs, and it's going to be tough to score off him through there. So
yeah, fair point.
All right. What about looking at perhaps some of the worst economy rates since 2015? And there you go. You have a number of Royal challengers on that list. Umesh Yadav is there. Tim Southee is there. Shane Watson, probably when he bowled for Bangalore, was there. So you've got a few of them. Mohammad Siraj. You know that features Dwayne Bravo too. So and Mohammad Shami's vast team.
It's tough for the death.
It's not an easy life being a bowler.
Listen, Tait will tell you more in detail. I mean, what he's faced in person.
So we just keep having a go.
But you know what? I remember having a chat with MSD about this, and he says, "Listen, everyone's going to go for a few."
Yeah.
You know, so don't really get carried away if somebody goes one game, he goes for 20 in an over, 25 in an over. You still got to give him the ball every day and tell him, you know what, you're my death over bowler. I don't care how much you go for. This is your job. Try and work this out. You taking the ball.
Right. They also have Kolkata who have issues with the deaths too. So this should be fun.
Every team's
right?
got issues.
Bangalore, yeah. Barring Bumrah and co, everyone seems to be doing fine. Bangalore, what are they going to do about their death bowling issues? We'll figure out today, but that's a conversation for the second half. Quick look at our Fab 4 picks. Before that also, we'll also show you the result of the poll about Bangalore, Mumbai. But let's have a look at our Fab 4 picks first. And let's get Shaun Tait and Deep Dasgupta busy. Who'd like to go first?
I'd go first today.
All right, go for it.
Is that because Virat's playing or not?
Yeah. Go for it, Deep.
Okay. And Andre Russell?
I'm gonna go with Sunil Narayan, Shubman Gill. Oh, Shubman Gill and
You're
Andre
Shubman
Russell.
Gill.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Andre Russell. You take Virat.
Take the 3 of them. Okay.
Yeah, Andre Russell, Shubman Gill, and Sunil Narayan. And the 4th one, if I can see the RCB team, please. Yes, I will go for. Hey, let's go with Chahal.
You're going with Chahal. So Virat Kohli is available.
Really left. Oh, is he?
Moeen Ali is
I was
available.
going to say, you haven't left me alive.
Moeen Ali is left. Virat Kohli is left. Dale Steyn's left.
Look, yeah, I've got to go Virat. I've got to go. Yeah, Moeen Ali. Yep.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the KKR.
It's a good thing AB de Villiers isn't there. You would have just picked him otherwise.
All right, Linny.
Chris Lynn.
Go Chris Lynn. And I'm going to go with. I'm going to go Kuldeep.
Kuldeep Yadav. Wow, well done, Terry. You saw all those numbers and you think it's going to.
Chahal versus Kuldeep here as well.
Brilliant. Many thanks to Shaun Tait and Deep Dasgupta. Get their thoughts as this game goes on. Which way are you leaning? Bangalore or Kolkata? Let's have a quick look. 83% to Dinesh Karthik's team. The confidence is fast deteriorating from Bangalore. But let's see when we're against it. What's that?
Who are you going for?
Today? Went for a quick game. How about that? Yeah. Nice and quick. Bangalore to get 102 and dismiss Kolkata for 45 or something like that. Right. Now, we know which way this is going to go. It seems rather obvious. But anyway, we'll continue this conversation with Shaun Tait, Deep Dasgupta. Jason Desi will be there with an update after 10 overs as well as the mid-innings chat. And of course, we're starting our new series on the road with Maruti Suzuki and Archana Vijaya. So here's a little teaser on that, and we'll be back with more as this game goes on.
So tell me, Vijita, how did you come up with this IPL diet? Well, I came up with this whole IPL diet because if you actually watch the number of people who are watching IPL, and if you watch the way they are watching IPL, then you would know that they're just going to get fat